All tariffs, duties, and revenues, it will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources.
Trump's latest declaration just turned the auto industry on its head. Imagine a world where every car sold in America is built entirely on U.S. soil. This isn't a dream or a suggestion. It's a mandate that could redefine the global car market as we know it. From foreign automakers scrambling to adapt to U.S. companies eyeing dominance, the stakes couldn't be higher. But how does this seismic shift affect you? Will car prices skyrocket? Can the industry survive this bold new vision? Or is it on the brink of collapse? Stick around as we unpack this revolutionary shakeup and what it means for the future of cars in America. Trump's Made in America vision. Donald Trump has long advocated for bolstering American manufacturing. In the past, his policies included renegotiating trade agreements like the USMCA, United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, and imposing tariffs on imported goods to incentivize domestic production. A hypothetical mandate requiring all cars sold in the U.S. to be made entirely on American soil takes this vision to its extreme. If enacted, such a policy would challenge decades of globalization that shaped the automotive industry. For years, automakers relied on international supply chains to keep costs down, with parts sourced from multiple countries and vehicles assembled wherever it made the most economic sense. This approach allowed companies like Toyota, BMW, and Volkswagen to thrive in the U.S. market while manufacturing globally. But Trump's hypothetical Made in America policy would upend this model, forcing automakers to restructure their operations.
For the auto workers who have been so incredible, you've been so incredible, you're going to be very happy with the things we're doing.
Impact on foreign automakers. Let's explore how foreign automakers could respond to such a shift. Toyota has a strong presence in the U.S., with plants in Kentucky, Texas, and Indiana assembling popular models like the Camry and Corolla. However, many of its luxury vehicles, like the Toyota Land Cruiser and certain Lexus models, are still manufactured in Japan. Moving all production stateside would require massive investment in new facilities, local suppliers, and labor, potentially driving up costs. BMW, which operates its largest global factory in Spartanburg, South Carolina, already produces SUVs for the U.S. and export markets. Yet, high-end sedans like the 7 Series and 5 Series are still built in Germany. Meeting the Made in America requirement would force BMW to relocate or duplicate its European operations, a costly and logistically complex task. Volkswagen assembles many vehicles in the U.S., such as the Atlas and Passat, but like others, it relies on imported parts and builds several models overseas. Shifting to 100% American-made production would disrupt its finely tuned global supply chain, raising costs and potentially affecting product availability. For these companies, the stakes are enormous. Do they absorb the cost of compliance or risk losing access to the lucrative U.S. market? Impact on U.S. automakers. What about American brands like Ford, General Motors, and Tesla? On the surface, they seem better positioned to adapt, but they aren't without challenges. Ford, known for its iconic F-Series trucks, already manufactures many of its vehicles domestically. However, it also sources components globally, including high-tech parts like semiconductors. Building entirely American-made vehicles would require securing domestic suppliers for every component, from engines to microchips, which could slow production and increase costs. General Motors has made significant investments in electric vehicles, with plans to produce more EVs in Michigan and Ohio. But like Ford, GM relies on global supply chains for key materials like lithium and cobalt for its batteries. Localizing production would require massive investments in U.S. mining and battery manufacturing facilities. Tesla, on the other hand, already builds most of its cars in America, with factories in California, Texas, and Nevada. However, it too depends on global suppliers for batteries and other components. To comply fully with a Made in America policy, Tesla might need to expand its domestic supply chain, an effort that could lead to higher costs. Smaller U.S. automakers and startups like Rivian and Lucid Motors face even greater challenges. Their reliance on global supply chains to keep costs manageable could be jeopardized, potentially slowing their growth and innovation. Consumer implications. What does this mean for you, the buyer? The effects would be a mixed bag. On the one hand, a Made in America policy could instill pride in owning a truly American-made car, supporting domestic jobs and industries. States like Michigan and Ohio could experience economic revitalization as factories reopen and new ones are built. On the other hand, increased manufacturing costs would almost certainly be passed down to consumers. Analysts predict car prices could rise by thousands of dollars, particularly for luxury models and imported brands forced to localize production. For example, high-end vehicles like the BMW 7 Series or Mercedes-Benz S-Class, typically built in Europe, could see significant price hikes. Even domestic brands like Ford and GM might raise prices as they compete for limited resources and labor. For middle and lower-income families, this could make new cars less affordable, forcing many to hold on to older vehicles longer. Global implications. Trump's hypothetical policy wouldn't just affect the U.S. It would ripple across the global automotive industry. Countries like Germany, Japan, and South Korea, home to major automakers, could view the policy as protectionist. Retaliatory measures, such as tariffs on American goods, could escalate tensions, potentially sparking a global trade war. Additionally, foreign automakers may shift production to other markets or double down on regions less affected by U.S. policies. For example, China, the world's largest EV market, could attract more investment from global automakers looking to diversify their operations. Environmental and urban considerations. A shift to domestic manufacturing could have environmental benefits, such as reducing emissions associated with shipping cars and parts globally. However, building new factories and infrastructure comes with environmental costs, potentially offsetting these gains. From an urban perspective, the resurgence of manufacturing hubs in cities could boost local economies, but also raise challenges around urban planning, congestion, and sustainability.
I'm on the side of making our country great. The auto workers are not going to have any jobs when you come right down to it, because if you take a look at what they're doing with electric cars are going to be made in China. The auto workers are not going to have any. I'll tell you what, the auto workers are being sold down the river by their leadership.
The bigger picture. At its core, the idea of requiring all cars sold in America to be made in America reflects a broader debate about economic nationalism versus globalization. While the policy aims to revitalize domestic manufacturing, its success hinges on careful execution, collaboration, and investment in infrastructure and workforce development. So, what do you think? Could a Made in America policy revive American manufacturing and strengthen the economy? Or would it create more problems than it solves? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into the latest automotive trends and policies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.